Am I really doing this? Am I really doing this? So, okay, internet, hey, yeah, it's finals week. I'm like in the middle of it, as you know, as it goes. And you know, I had a big presentation day on a paper that I've half written, and I did the presentation. Everything was great, good. Talking about cosmology. Just to clarify, I'm an astrophysics graduate student. I'm a master's student, so that's kind of where I'm at. And as you do when you have a lot of work to do that you should be working on, I finished my big thing, and then I watched YouTube for a couple hours, just zoning out, because I'm a bad student. Anyway, I did that, and I went onto the Twitter afterwards, because that's gonna make me productive. I went on the Twitter, and then on the Twitter, Crendor put a tweet on there, and it was about this video that he just made. Did he just make it? Let me look. Yeah, okay, posted today. So, relatively recent video that he put up about he rated classic WoW zones in, yeah, rating classic WoW zones is the name of the video. And he just had a bunch of zones, and he rated them from either bad, mediocre, good, great, amazing. So bad, mediocre, good, great, amazing, on like a 5-layer tier list, kind of. And because I can't turn my brain off ever when I want to, I noticed that his distribution of ratings after a certain period of time were like the perfect Gaussian distribution. It was like, ooh, look at that bell curve. But it was awesome. And then I was like, I wonder what kind of distribution he will have at the end of the video. And so I watched it all. It's like 20 minutes long. I watched it, and then I was like, that doesn't really tell me too much just looking at it and in the little program that he has up. So you know what I did? Like an asshole, I decided to plot it myself and look at the data, because if someone gives me data, I just analyze it. That's just who I am now, and I don't know when this happened. Anyway, let's talk about the data. Let's see what I found. So, I just plotted a general histogram of all of his ratings, starting with I gave 5, the rating 5 as the highest, so excellent goes to 5, where 1 is bad, and just from there, I just assigned it a number value. I set these values into an array, so every zone was assigned a rating number, right? Kind of like he did. I just directly ripped the data from his video. So, they all got assigned a data number, essentially an ID. And then I just created a histogram being this type of graph here, where pretty much every one video gets put into, every time it counts 1, it'll throw it into a bin. So you get these kind of bar graph shape. So, like, if you watch the video, you would know that there were the highest amount of videos, or of zones, I'm sorry, I don't know why videos in my brain. The highest amount of zones was in the, like, I guess what is 2? The mediocre is what he ended up calling it, range. And so we kind of see that here, where this is the bad, he had the least amount in bad, he had the most in mediocre, where the higher levels kind of evened out. Alright, cool. So, that's how I initially normalized my data. I put in a histogram. I just took a normalized PDF, a probability distribution function of the data, of the numbers, right? And I plotted that in the red dotted line on here. As you can see, this red dotted line is the probability distribution function. So, what does it mean? You're like, okay, nerd, you made a graph. Good job. You get paid to do that. That's not impressive. Oh, I know. But, what it means is that, I don't know what this means. I don't know why I did this. I'm just wasting more time. I should be doing homework. I should be grading. Anyway, so, while he did have the most zones rated in the mediocre zone, it seems like his average, the mean, this mu right here, is about 3.1. So 3 correlating to a good rating. What does this mean? It means if we were to have Crendor rate more WoW zones. Like how many did he rate? Hold on. If I do this again, give me 1 second. Okay, let me write a thing. Print length z. Okay, if I do this now. Oop, run. Okay, so it looks like he rated, no way. Crendor rated zones 40. Okay, yeah, so he rated 40 zones. So what does this mean? If we were to have him rate, like, I don't know, 100 or 1,000. I don't even know if there are that many zones in WoW. I don't think there are. 1,000 sounds really high. Like, even for a game that's been running for like 15 years, 1,000 seems crazy. But in a magical world where World of Warcraft continues forever and they make 1,000 zones, and Crendor, we got specifically Crendor to rate all of them on the same scale. There's a high chance he's going to rate a majority of them as good zones, according to his own grading scale. With a sigma, like my standard deviation is like 1.3. So if he doesn't rate it good, it's like either gonna be, there's probably gonna be good, or it's gonna be, great? Was that what he said? It's either gonna be great or it's gonna be mediocre. These are like, it's such a perfect distribution. Literally the middle mark is the highest probability. That's great. And I love it. I just love looking at clean data sets. I feel like a sample size of 40 is great to get from a random video I was watching unrelated to data collection, but like, it's good. And at the same time, what the hell? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because he's a guy who likes World of Warcraft. So he's probably gonna, on average, go, yeah, most of the zones are good, because that's like the game, right? Like most of the game is zones. If you like the game, you're gonna like the zones, so you'll probably think most of them are good on a minimum. This is probably indicative of like the average WoW player, especially if you've been playing for a while. You probably like the game to some capacity, and you probably like the zones that you're in. So did I learn anything from this data? No. Did I waste a lot of time? Not really. I pretty much just ripped an old code that I wrote like a couple months ago and did this. I literally it took me like a minute to type in all these numbers. And then I just hit record because I'm crazy. And I need to share my insanity on the internet. So, at the end of the day, this is statistical data proof that Crendor likes World of Warcraft and thinks most of it is good on average. We didn't learn anything today. I hope Crendor never sees this. That would be very embarrassing for me, probably not for him. So I'm sorry. Actually, if anyone's watching this, I'm sorry. I'm still gonna post it though, because like I wrote a code, so why not release it? I mean, isn't science all about releasing your data? It's like 90% of it. What am I doing? Anyway. That's some math.